here doing.
Exactly. That's
And
what I said.
I knew I was right. Every time I feel that intuition of I'm right. I don't even have to see that. That's what I'm saying. What have I done to you for you to do
Because it sure isn't because you're not practicing.
Do you need to move it?
Rasheeda had finally reached her breaking point after years of drama, betrayals, and endless cycles of hope and disappointment. With her arms folded and her heart pounding, she stood in her living room, ready to speak. The air was thick with tension, and the atmosphere was full of unresolved feelings. Kirk Frost, the man who had stood by her side through thick and thin, now seemed more bizarre than ever. Kirk, enough is enough. The lies and games are gone for me. With a steady yet powerful voice that could have set the place on fire, Rasheeda spoke. That moment hovered in the air like a storm cloud about to burst. Kirk shuffled uncomfortably, trying to maintain his composure as the force of her comments caught him off guard. His voice wavered as he murmured, "Baby, let's talk about this." And he ran a hand through his hair, a move that typically made Rasheeda's heart melt. But this time she was determined. Years of attempting to fix what was broken had worn her tolerance thin, so she squinted, narrowing every word, every phrase, and the reverberation of their betrayal had festered. By bringing up their years of marriage and their common history, Kirk attempted to pique her interest. Despite her statement that "we have a family, Rasheeda, you can't just throw that away," she had finished the emotional blackmail. She shot out, "You think a family thrives on deceit?" For once, Kirk seemed little and modest, and the fire in her eyes was clear. "I've given you more than one chance and have been more than patient. But what have you done? My confidence has been betrayed by you." His speech carried a trace of frail desperation. With her heart racing, Rasheeda replied that she was no longer prepared to carry the strain of their tumultuous relationship. She was prepared to reclaim her life since she felt liberated and strong. "I can change. Just give me another chance," she replied. Rasheeda had worked too hard for her own dignity, and she wasn't going to allow him to bring her back down. She was no longer the kind of woman who would easily forgive and move on.
What you mean? What's up?
What do you mean what I mean? How do you get around Mama D? Y'all do
That's
that.
none of your business.
And you know her reputation with young
I
women.
don't know,
She
and
was
I
known to be a
don't
madam, okay? So I'm just asking, what's the
care.
relationship?
Rasheeda simply smiled and raised the corners of her mouth in defiance. But Kirk snapped back, saying, "You're going to regret this. You're making a big mistake." She said, "I doubt it," with a sense of relief. She felt an adrenaline rush with each phrase, releasing the poisonous energy he had brought into her life. Feeling like a warrior ready to take on the world, she strode toward the door, her heart pounding. "You want to kick me out? I'll show you what you'll be missing," he replied. Knowing that the man in front of her was not the partner she had once loved, she watched him scramble to get his belongings, which only made her determination stronger. But a shadow of the guy she had envisioned him as emerged as he packed things into a duffel bag. The reality of their situation set in, and the love they had once shared felt like a distant memory overshadowed by the lies and treachery that had become their everyday reality. Rasheeda felt the weight of the years slipping away from her to create room for hope and new beginnings. Thus, she made the decision to leave Kirk. With a steady voice, she said, "I deserve better than this." Kirk left with a final slam of the door, and Rasheeda stood in the ensuing silence, her pulse thumping, but this time from excitement rather than fear, as she pointed to the door and declared, "I'm reclaiming my space, my life, and I'm not looking back." Fierce, she took a deep breath, a new sense of empowerment surging through her veins. As the echoes of their tumultuous relationship faded, she was left with the exciting promise of freedom and self-discovery outdoors. Kirk felt the weight of his choices bearing down on him. He had lost the woman who had helped him through both good and bad times, in addition to a place to live. He knew he couldn't just go back since the stakes had changed. The scene is set for a heated battle, and everyone is watching to see if Kirk can handle it, or if the tension between Kirk and Frost will spiral into even more chaos. Rasheeda was a powerful opponent, and he was about to learn this the hard way. And sis, Rasheeda is going nuts at the moment. After being duped and cheated on by Kirk for years, she is done and ready to move on. Rasheeda claims that Kirk is an expert at deceit and a habitual cheater, to the extent that she no longer wants her kids near him. The hip-hop narrative makes it obvious that she is over the bullshit, and this isn't love, not to mention Kirk's past deceit. Carrie read about having a son with Kirk after Jasmine spilled the tea on her, and Kirk had the gall to tell her a falsehood in front of him while pretending he didn't even recognize her.
He called me, but I didn't answer the phone because I said, you know what, man, up. You want to talk to me? Come and talk to me face to face. Don't.
Call tried to alter the course of events by convincing Rasheeda that it was all a prank because he knew that Carly would tell her about the whole catastrophe.
But you haven't done anything that he hasn't tried.
No.
Is that because you guys still trying to work it out, or does it just make more sense for you guys to just be separate?
Well, the thing is, we sat and had a conversation about trying to maybe not do it through attorney and see if we can come to some type of agreement, that way. And at the same time, I also feel like, and it's not even the point of just trying to work it out, but I'm also like, I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, I pretty much kind of got the information, and am I ready to serve him with these papers? This is the first time something like this has happened in our marriage, and I'm feeling like, okay, is the answer immediately, although with all the crazy stuff that's happened, is the answer immediately divorce, step into this place, or is it let's try to figure out if we're going to just separate and try to work out percentages, things like to that nature. So that's kind of where it is right now. Just maybe considering not having to do an actual divorce, but just at this moment, but just figuring out what we want to do and see if we want to go ahead and take it to the divorce line later, or that may not be the case. As of right now, who's to say? My main concern ain't even just the fact of filing the divorce. It's just about trying to, stay focused, not overstress myself, and get ready for this baby, whether he's a part of the situation or not.
Kirk stood there disputing everything he wrote to Jasmine, and Rasheeda had the proof in front of her when she went through the mixed-up text conversations between the two of them. Rasheeda remarked, "Kirk, come on, how big of a liar can you be?" Jasmine, but Carrie came through with all the receipts exposing Kirk and Jasmine's relationship. Given their turbulent background, it is shocking to learn that Rasheeda is allegedly divorcing Kirk after 25 years of marriage. For too long, Kirk has been avoiding accountability, and now he must deal with the consequences. The issue is just going to grow worse. Has been charged with several counts of infidelity, including fathering a child outside of their marriage, which was a major storyline point on the show. Fans of Breaking Point who have followed their journey may have expected this, as the pressure on their relationship has been evident for some time, but it seems that Rasheeda has finally reached her. Rasheeda has been known to support him through all of the drama and public attention. According to rumors, Atlanta-based hip-hop musician Rasheeda has finally decided to file for divorce from her husband, Kirk Frost, after a contentious 25-year marriage. After enduring Kirk's disloyal behavior for a considerable amount of time, Rasheeda is supposedly fed up with his dishonesty and cheating, which had damaged their marriage for years. Kirk has cheated on Rasheeda on film while on a romantic and hip-hop trip, which is the most notable instance of his infidelity that has garnered media attention. One of Love and Hip Hop's most well-known episodes was Kirk's denial of paternity when Rasheeda became pregnant in season 2. It was a pivotal moment in their story that led to significant marital strife and a turbulent, seemingly love and hope-filled 25-year partnership. Rumor has it that Atlanta star Rasheeda is ready to file for divorce from her husband, Kirk Frost, since she has finally had enough. Rasheeda, who has long put up with Kirk's constant infidelity, is over his dishonesty and infidelity, which have been a recurrent topic in their marriage. Kirk's outright deception regarding paternity during Rasheeda's pregnancy in season 2 was a huge drama bomb that completely upended their relationship. Rasheeda was devastated when Kirk underwent a DNA test to establish paternity in season 3, which only made things worse. This was one of the most well-known instances of Kirk's dubious actions, and his betrayal on TV while on a romantic trip became renowned for its drama. There were dramatic altercations with Rasheeda's mother, Charlene, who famously ran over Kirk's motorcycle in a passionate argument. Despite years of very public highs and lows, Rasheeda seems ready to take back control of her life and move on after a marriage that has been nothing more than a dramatic soap opera. If the divorce rumors turn out to be true, Rasheeda, a longtime cast member who is known for juggling her work, family, and her turbulent relationship with Kirk, would experience a significant transformation. Rasheeda's path has been unforgettable after years of betrayal, and many people are in favor of her decision to eventually get back together with Kirk Frost. Rasheeda seems to have finished taking the backseat to Kirk's, choosing to leave the tumultuous union and put her happiness and peace of mind first after nearly 25 years of insane ups and downs. Kirk Frost and Rasheeda's marriage has undoubtedly been one of the most scandalous and dramatic unions in love and in Atlanta's hip-hop industry. Initially introduced as Rasheeda's supportive spouse and manager, who was all about motivating her to achieve her objectives. Since season 2's drama centered on their marriage, Kirk's role took a dramatic shift toward the darker waters. Kirk grew particularly nasty after learning that Rasheeda was expecting a child, and he began to suspect her of adultery, which resulted in a string of betrayals, including the fact that Kirk coerced Rasheeda into getting an abortion and was seen on camera with 2 women. Even though the couple managed to reconcile in season 3, Kirk's antics, such as hiring a bartender to watch Rasheeda and inciting conflict by pitting Rasheeda against his artist Ashley Nicole in season 4, continued to cause issues. When it was revealed that Kirk had a child with stripper Jasmine in season 6, the relationship hit its lowest point. Season 7 saw a brief divorce as a result of this controversy, but Kirk's ongoing infidelity and dishonesty with his partner still damaged their relationship. Rasheeda is coping with the public backlash as her 24th wedding anniversary draws near. She may finally be at her breaking point, according to rumors that she is getting a divorce. After all the turmoil Kirk has produced, many fans feel Rasheeda deserves some well-earned serenity and joy. Their marriage, which has lasted for more than 20 years, has been a roller coaster of controversies. One of the oldest and most tumultuous relationships in the love and hip-hop franchise will come to an end if these divorce rumors are true.